Welcome to this webinar where we are going to spend approximately 1 hour in the company of the world of Meridian, as we normally say. And I am going to present just some very short PowerPoints, and then I will focus on a live demo of the Meridian 2018. So you all will have an idea of what are we capable of doing with this piece of software. So once again, welcome, and just for the record, this webinar is recorded. At least I hope so. So I have pushed the button. So I hope we will be able to store a recording of it. My name is Per Niemann, and I am a business owner of Blucello software inside the Symetri, which means that I am responsible for spreading out the nice message to everyone in the Symetri Nordics about the Meridian software. Well, I have created a short agenda, just a short presentation of Blucello. If anyone don't know Blucello, then I will do it. And then I will also make a short presentation of how do we partner up with Blucello here from Symetri. A little bit of Meridian. I will try to go into the asset lifecycle management information and look a little bit of the challenges we can see there and benefits. And then a live demo of Meridian. So we pray for fast internet and so on. And then we will have an overview of how the license model is put together nowadays, and then of course we have a question and answers. But please, if you have any questions while I do this presentation, don't hesitate. Just ask. So we will begin. Well, collaboration way. It's in my interpretation, the Meridian way. And then who produce Meridian? It's a company called Blucello. They are based in Holland originally. They are owned by a large American asset management company called Accruent, but still they are an independent company. They have done what they do since 1988, even before. And some of you might know the former name Sico Software, and they changed the name in I would say 10 years ago or something like that. Previously, they did auto manager workflow software and Meridian and teamwork. Then they developed the system into Meridian Enterprise and Meridian Cloud, where we are now. They are plus 200, perhaps even more employees, and they do have partners in around 50 countries around the globe. So they are people, they are skilled people, knowing what they are doing, and because they have done this for many years, and they have always have had the focus on technical documentation, which in the start meant drawings, AutoCAD drawings, or MicroStation drawings. But it has developed over the years, so nowadays we manage documents from all the larger CAD vendors and Office vendors as well. And it's really a nice system. I will show you a little bit later. So here in Symetri, we have partnered up with the Blue Cello. Actually, many of us working with Blue Cello has been working with them for many, many years. Myself personally have worked with Blue Cello since 1998, which means we have 20 years anniversary this year. And it has been a very, for me, nice journey because I really feel that they are capable of doing things with documentation that not many others can do. We do have around 100 customers around in the Nordics, and if we count the licenses, it's plus 5,000 we are managing. The areas we are, we have our customers in, they are oil and gas, pharmaceutical, discrete manufacturing, asset and facility owners, and also in the building industry. The customers are spread over the Nordics. Most of the customers we do have in Denmark and Norway, but we also have a pretty good representation from Sweden. In Finland, we drive our own business over there, so it's like that. So if we look at how we in Symetri look at our industry focus, then we have our AEC business, the building industry. We have the manufacturing business, split it up in different areas: pulp and paper, power and process, and so on. And we have the facility management department. And actually, Blue Cello can manage documentation from inside everything. So we are able to commute all kinds of documentation, also 3D documentation from the manufacturing, also integration into asset and facility management systems, and also managing the building CAD applications like a Revit and also, of course, AutoCAD and MicroStation and things like that. So, but this is how we in Symetri look at the different verticals. If we look at how Blue Cello does that, they say we are strong in 5 verticals: oil and gas, pharma, chemicals, metals, and mining and utilities. This is where they see their application used, and this is where their focus actually it actually is. However, that said, it is not in a way that it cannot be used in everything else, because it can. And just to give you an idea of how they are Blue Cello, how they look at things. If we look at the metals and minings, 4 out of the 5 largest mining companies in the world are using Blue Cello product. In the pharma, 9 out of 10 of the largest pharma companies in the world are using Blue Cello applications. So it's very heavy used in large companies who has a need for to control all the documentation. Actually, if we look at how, what is this? If we look at, here are some references, and perhaps you recognize some of them. I did actually when I ran through the list. But if we look at how does some of the Symetri Meridian customers look like, I have created a short list here. So I think you also will recognize some logos here. So this is a kind of companies that we are working together with implementation in the implementation of Meridian. Just to give you an overview. So if we look at this from an asset information management perspective, there there could be some challenges managing documentation, and most people I have presented this for will recognize some of these challenges: increasing cost of compliance and fines, projects delays, lost time due to inaccessible information. If you don't have a system to control and manage all your documentation, then you can discover all or some of those challenges here. However, if you implement a system like Meridian, we can see, and by our experience, we solve some of those challenges. We do have management of change in the system. We do have a very efficient collaboration. We do have regulatory compliance, and we do have a single point of information, functional handover, and accessibility when needed by those people who need the information. So we can manage all those things in a software like Meridian, in Meridian actually. And in Meridian we work with 4 different solution domains. A plain document management domain where we control every workflow, we control every kind of document. We have engineering projects, and where we control the status of the projects. We can monitor how far we are in the project, and we control handover operations and also workflows to the single documents inside the projects. We have integration with asset management systems, but also can handle asset objects in Meridian and combine them with the documentation. And not least, we have an independent and integrated portal collaborating with Meridian, so you can send documents from Meridian to the portal and import documents from the portal into Meridian again. We will cover that in another webinar, another day after the summer vacation. But we do. It's one of the solution domains we use. If we look at the integration, because this is why I took this PowerPoint with me. If we look at the integration part down here, there's a short list of software that Meridian integrates with, and we do have experience doing that inside Symetri in more or less all of them, except Ultimo, I may say, but then every other software we have done integration into, and this is actually rather cool because it does that we can really manage the things. In a minute, when I'm going to show the system, I will show the system out of a best practice template, and it's a template that Blue Cello has created, and it is included when you install Meridian, and it takes care of master data and engineering processes and projects and also the data exchange to the portal. We are working with 3 different server types: Explorer server, publishing server, and portal server. But the main thing here is that the user actually does not see it so much as a server solution. It's just it's just a tool that you work with in your daily practice. It's all nicely combined, I think. If we just look shortly on the client side, we work with 4 different kinds of clients, connecting to 2 different platforms, again connecting to one analytic software, analytic the metadata in the system. And what I'm going to show you today is working with the Meridian Power client. It's a client that controls everything. I will show you shortly the Meridian Explorer client and also the mobile client, where I, from my cell phone, can connect to Meridian and do a review or print if connected, or just look at the drawings directly on my cell phone or on the tablet if I have such. And yeah, well, what I'm going to show is the best practice template. Talk a little about structure and metadata. I will show you a bit about revisions and the workflow in the system. How can we manage projects? I will show the Meridian mobile application, because I have a connection to that through my PC. I will talk about asset management objects, show you how it combines with an asset management system, in this case IBM Maximo, and also shortly an integration with the CAT system. So we will see where it brings. So before I turn into the demo and go live, are anyone having any questions? Then please speak out. No? No one? It's all crystal clear. Very nice. Thank you for that. I will start here. Meridian today is a cloud solution. This cloud solution can be connected to a server in Microsoft Azure, or it can be connected to an on-premise server installed at your companies. And a little bit depending on what you need of facilities in the solution, it can vary if it is the cloud or if it is the cloud enterprise, as we say. But I will start up showing the Power Client, which is the main client of Meridian, and it automatically, when configured, just log on the cloud with the username and password that you have got provided from the system. It's synchronized with Active Directory if you are inside a network, and it also can integrate with external user controls, like for example, you can log on the system with your Google account, or in any account who can identify you to the system, and you have been opened up for this. So, but this is a Power Client, and it's a fully web client. And if you look at it, it has a browsing area out here. It has an information area here. It has ribbons changing depending on where you are in the system, and actually a pretty neat client. The template itself comes up with what should we say, low logical folder system, where you have archives for old minor revision. You have the possibility to store documentation, a library of anything, master documentation, objects and projects. And what I'm going to concentrate on right now is the masters and the projects. So if I try to look at master documents, I can just browse down to a document just like it was in your Windows Explorer, and I will show you the search functionality in a minute. Anyway, if I find mark a document, I will have a bunch of data windows out here where I have some general metadata to the document. That it is fully configurable. But this is what comes with the best practice template. But there could be metadata that you want added, or metadata that you say, well, I don't use those, and then just it's possible to take them out. There's an audit log, which is actually storing any information that you do with a document. So you can see someone have viewed a rendition, someone have draft printed the document, someone have downloaded the document for view, or downloaded itself, or opened it, or whatever. So you have this is a record of everything done with every single document in the vault. And this is a part of, the guys who are in a validation situation really love this, because it gives you a total overview of what have been done with the documents. We do have a title block area here. So if your drawings, your files, if it is an AutoCAD drawing, if it has more than one layout in the drawing, they will be listed here with the attribute values from the layout. Or if you have a Revit file, you will have all the Revit sheets listed here with all the data from every single sheet listed up. And it is there's a bi-directional synchronization. So if you edit and change something in the area, it will be changed in the file as well. To work with the document, I actually need to put it down into a project. So I'll just check if it is then. No, is it? I could check the references, because Meridian has a fully control of all references in a drawing. There's a single reference, outgoing reference from this. So I can safely create a project copy. In this demo vault, we have a project of our own, so I would just use that. No projects. No. Please behave. Do you know this? If everything worked before. Have you heard it? Have you ever heard that before? Well, one minute ago it worked. It will also here. I will find ourselves Symetri, this project. And we will create a project copy. Now we have created our project copy, and if I look at let's see, if I look at the structure here, I can see that we have our project copy here, and it comes from this master document here. The system is capable of managing concurrent project copies, which means that Meridian will cover if anyone else takes out a project copy of this document. Meridian will measure that there are several project copies of the same document, and will secure that it will only be the one declared some as the master project copy that is released. The rest will be merged into this. At least Meridian will secure that someone is doing that and signing off of that. There is also a functionality where you can lock the master documents, so no one else can create a project copy of this. But anyway, now we are ready to edit the document, the drawing, so I'll just start the change of the document. And actually I can start a change for anyone because I am entitled to, but I will just select myself as the to-do person. And what is happening now is that Meridian is putting the drawing into my local workspace locally on my laptop, and it has created a working copy for me, and it's actually ready just to open in the CAD application. So I'll just open the document in the CAD application. The time, how long it will take is depending on the internet, because it will download it through your internet connection into your CAD system and place it in your local workspace. And now you actually have the document here. Inside the CAD application, I have a blue cello ribbon which leaves different opportunities open for me. And if I want to edit something in the title block, I can go to the edit properties command, and then I have access to to the properties. Sorry, just for a bit. Yuck. I have access to Meridian properties from inside the Meridian vaults, and I can change the properties from in here. Every property I change, if it has a connection to a title block tag, it will be changed as well. So I actually use Meridian for the one single point of truth. Yeah, that was better. I will try to. I just close this because I will show you something else also. I think. There you go. No, I won't. If I am in the CAD system already and I want to open a drawing from inside Meridian, I can just push the vault icon, and I have directly access to the Meridian vault where I can. I can select the same document actually, and it will be opened just as if I did it from the cloud. So we have bidirectional opening and saving of any document type, even if I start up, for example, Word. Say just doing anything, and I will save it. Then I have directly access to the Meridian vault where I can store the Word document easily, and it will be synchronized to the server whenever I just press the save button. Won't do that. I just close this anyway. Going back to this, to use a document management system is also equivalent to I think having a need of controlling revisions. So we do have a complete overview of revisions of documents, and when working in projects, we will count minor revisions. We will take out major revisions, and it is possible to count if configured to add several minor revisions to each document. And you will have the full revision history at any time that you want. If I have done what I had to do with this document, I can send it ahead in the workflow. I can right click as I did here, or I can go to the ribbon and just start the review. And who is going to review? In this case, myself. And why? Because otherwise I need to wait that someone else is going to approve the drawing. But now I am going to send this document into review. And why is that? I have a list. This is just a list and can be configured to any value that you actually want. But this is for as build release, please. And now the document is in review by me. I will receive an email telling me that the document is in a review state. And actually now, if I'm just shortly going back here and showing you here, right here we are working. We are working with the power, and now I'm going to show you how I am looking at the document in the Meridian mobile app, because I have connected my cell phone, and let's see, there is. I will just start the Meridian application, and immediately you'll see I have two documents in my to-do list. One that actually I needed to do some changes, and one document for review, and the one for review is the document that we just sent for review. There came another one. This is what I can see in my mobile app. If I want to take a closer look on the drawing, I just push it, and this is actually the quality that you on your tablet or cell phone can look at your CAD documentation. So it's pretty. I think it's pretty neat. Going back, I say yes, this is good. I would like to approve this. I can approve just right ahead, or I can write a comment, or I can reject it, or anything. But I would just approve it. I could add a comment. Please approve. And what you're seeing here is I'm approving this drawing from my cell phone, and in a minute it will come. We will just make it work. Then I will show you in a minute how it looks like. If I have if I have documents that are finished, I can try to finish this one out. And actually, see, review, yeah. Here is approve. Yes, please. The minute um, the document is approved, then you can see that the icons are away from here, and I can do something like release this to a master revision. If it already was a master, if there already was a master document, it would be released to the master at once. But here I can just release it to the master documentation, I thought. And then it actually should end up in the master's folder and be removed from the project folder. So you have a connection between master documents and project documents all over. So this is actually just a very short workflow shown in Meridian. It's an easy tool to use on daily basis, and the way the template is built has been done in a way that we try to do it as logic as possible when you use it. If I'm going to speak a little bit about objects, because objects are also registered in the system, I will try to use the search functionality. I can do a quick search, which means I can tap in anything, and the system will try to find anything that match this text or number or whatever I am tapping in. Also, I can do a more structured search, where I would like to say I search within this vault. I would like to search within tag objects. It could be any kind of object, and I would like to search for a value that is. Of course, I know something is there. I hope something is there. Actually. Please give me anything with a number 11450. Find it for me. And it finds a tag. And a tag in Meridian is an object. I will just change my view back to the folders view, and it's a tag that has certain informations. This object can be created directly in the vault as is, or it can be synchronized from within the asset management system. In this case, it has been synchronized into Meridian from IBM Maximo. And why do you do this? Well, we do it because we want the registration of the object, of course, but we also want to make this tag be used in several documents inside the Meridian vault. So if I go to this drawing and I look in the tags list here, I will find the tag. This document is connected to this tag and two other tags also. And if I go back to the tag, again, I can see which other documents are this tag connected to, and if it is, there is nothing here, but if we can connect a tag to a tag, so we can build up a tag hierarchy and the document hierarchy to be used together with the asset management system. And to give you an idea of how it looks in the asset management system, I will just start one. We have a maximum, and I will just log on to this system. It is a running maximum, and I will go to an asset. The asset code 11450 found. And here, this is the information of this asset stored in Maximo. Some of them, some of these information you could also see in Meridian, but they have been synchronized from Maximo into Meridian, which means that Maximo for these asset data is the point of truth. So here is where the maintenance people are logging in. But when they're going to do something, they need to see documentation for this specific asset. So therefore, we just push the button, documents in Meridian, and the system will start the Meridian Explorer client and search for the tag and show you the documents related to this tag. We can start up a document, this document, and here we can see that this document has other tags related. We also, from within this, we can view the document directly. We can also do that inside Meridian, but we can do this from inside the Meridian Explorer, connected to the Maximo, and we can, if we do have any comments, and we are allowed to, we can do some redlinings. Yeah, we can do some redlining here. Perhaps it's a little bit dim, but it's there. It's there. And immediately when we have done that, we will be able to see in Meridian that someone has done a red line on the rendition. This is how a Meridian connects and integrates with asset management systems. And this is actually pretty cool because if you are, for example, on the bridge to Sweden, Øresund's bridge, or the bridge to the other part of Denmark, you don't bring tons of drawings with you. You only bring your laptop or your tablet, and from inside there you can just search for the work order connected to the assets and see all the documentations related to this asset, and you will be able to have the information right away. If you look at the general information, what you will see, there's a red line now on this, and you will have the status of the document, so you actually can see if someone in Meridian are working on this document. So how is it under revision, or can I just take it as is? So you have a complete overview of what you are doing with the documents. Going back, as you might have discovered, the ribbons up here are changing. depending on where I am in the system. And we do have a lot of features and commands changing visibility, very much depending on the privileges you have in the system and the possibility of which commands are you allowed to work with actually. If we look at the edit here, there's something. If you were a viewer, for example, in the system, you would not be able even to see the edit ribbon. There you would only have possibilities to look at those 2 or 3 commands that you are allowed to. As told, I will just go to one of the drawings. And if we look here down here, we can look in the viewer. The Meridian viewer is it is actually auto view from Oracle, and this viewer has capability of viewing 200-300 different file formats, including MicroStation and stuff like that. But not everything. But to secure that we have a view available for everything. Every time a document changes state in the workflow, there will be published a rendition to the same document, which means that we also, for the documents, we have a PDF file. So every time something has happened to the document, a PDF file automatically is made by Meridian and put together as an addition to the document. And this is what you see in the Explorer view here, in the Explorer client. This is the PDF file, and we have the capabilities of redline and show this also in Meridian. Also looking at, here we are in the masters area. We only have the major revisions shown, but we do have a full revision history, and I could compare what has happened from revision A to revision D. So let's see. Well, please compare the renditions. So the system will give me an overview of. Well, at the old one there was no rendition, but it's not a very big disaster because I can just say, okay, you give me the native drawings instead. So here we have the A model, here we have the D model, and I'll just maximize it. And here we have the comparison result. What is different from one to the other? And you see something has been deleted and something has been added. So you have here in the viewer a very nice overview of what has changed. Also, we can compare what has been changing in the properties. So if anything has been changed in the properties, which there's not, except for the revision. Yeah, well, also other stuff I can see here. The system will detect it and compare it. So we have here a very nice feature showing of what has happened from one drawing to another one. Just unmark. Okay, so I think, and also if I look at the time schedule, it concludes the demo for this time. And what did you see? Yeah, well, you actually did see a best practice template and a structure, a little bit of the metadata, revision workflow projects, and the mobile application, which I think is pretty cool. The objects and the different integrations with both ACID and CAD systems. So that was what you saw. Before leaving, we just need to talk just a little bit about how is Meridian licensed. And today, Meridian is a subscription product, which means that you cannot buy, but you can sign up for a subscription. And it works this way that every user needs a user pass, but then the clients, if you start a client and you use Meridian, then it is locked for 18 hours by your username, and then the license will be free again, and another user can use this specific license. So it's not complete concurrent, but it's a little bit closer on the concurrent licenses that we have been for a very long time, actually. So every user needs a user pass, which means that if you have 100 users and 10 clients, then you need to have 100 user passes, and those hundreds are sharing the 10 clients. They're not very expensive, but what they include is that it includes, which I think is very interesting, a web-based academy training. So every user has the possibility to log on Blue Yellow Academy and get training in the product, get training in best practice template, so that they are never lost and never left over to themselves. And if you are a system administrator, this is a great relief, because then you will not have that much support on the system, actually. There are 3 different subscription levels: Cloud Project, Cloud Business, and Cloud Enterprise. And to be totally honest, the Enterprise is the one that I recommend, because there you will have the Meridian on-premise server, and you need to have this on-premise server if you are working with 3D CAD, like SolidWorks or Inventor or stuff like that. You will need to have the on-premise server, because the CAD integrations for 3D products is not enabled in the cloud business yet. There are plans to do so, but it is not there yet. So at the moment, you will need to have the Cloud Enterprise if you have anything else than just Office documentation or AutoCAD. That is perfectly covered in the cloud business. So, and once again, this is how it is combined. We have the clients here on the left: Meridian, Power, Explorer, also the portal. We didn't see it, I will show it in another webinar. The mobile also. We have the platforms, the cloud based on Azure, and the server on-premise installed at your place, and the analytics, which I didn't show you. We have possibility to analyze the metadata stored in the system to see how many different types of filling out metadata are used in the system and stuff like that. So this concludes the demo, the webinar.